today is Rachel Ventura, and she's running for state senate for the 43rd District, and it makes up a good chunk of Bolingbrook. Rachel, thank you so much for being with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And I have to say, I want to chat with you a little bit about the primary. And I was so impressed with your decisive win over your Democratic opponent with the little that you had. You want to talk a little bit about why you think your primary was so successful?
Yeah, I think there's a number of things that went into that. First and foremost, my volunteers who have gotten out there tirelessly, as I have, and walked doors and spoke with the constituents of the 43rd District about why this is an important race and why I would be the best candidate for it. But also, I have been campaigning for 6 years. The first time I ran for office was in 2016 for the 2017 election. I was elected onto the county board in 2018. I also serve as the vice president of the Forest Preserve, and we've gotten some things done. We've ruffled some feathers at the county. I think that helps with name recognition, but really that one-on-one voter contact, discussions at the door, talking about some of the things that are important is invaluable, and it really does transcend money being thrown in an election. I think right now in the bigger political world, people are concerned about their democracy. They're concerned about ethical government. And those are things that I'm also concerned about. And I've been advocating for honest, compassionate people in office. And that's what I'm going to be when I get down there.
Well, that's great, because I have to agree with you 110% with that. But since you were so successful in the primary, are you going to change any of your strategies now that the general election is upon us?
Yeah, not really. We're going to be adding to it. So we're still knocking doors. Every weekend we're out knocking. We still phone bank. We're still doing events. We show up at parades and festivals, getting to know people where they're at. But we're adding to that. We have a mail component now, so you'll be seeing more mailers for me, which we didn't have as many in the primary. We'll probably be doing some social media expansion from what we did before, and possibly some texting. So just kind of growing that. But at the end of the day, the bread and butter of our campaign has always been voter contact, voter engagement, and we're going to stick with that and just try to expand on it.
Well, you've been very lucky, because I've got to meet some of your volunteers, and they are so dedicated and committed to getting you elected. I mean, they roll up their sleeves and do whatever it takes to get out there and get your name out there to the voters. So that is really good. You have to be commended, because that says a lot about you when you have that type of commitment from your volunteers.
Yeah, I mean, it's twofold. So first of all, thank you. Second of all, there's volunteers that come to the campaign for two reasons. Primarily two reasons. One is policy, and then one is person, right? They believe in me as a honest, ethical person who's intelligent, who's compassionate, who's going to bring all that to the table, and they trust that I can help move our leaders to be more like that. And then there's the policy, right? I get into the weeds a little too much on policy. I really dig in. I do my research. I have an open door. I listen to people's concerns. I try to think outside the box and find solutions. So it isn't just so cut and dry. I do have my personal beliefs, but I'm also someone who can be persuaded if I feel it is for the greater good. But I'm going to ask for evidence and receipts on those things before I move. But I think that I understand that the working class is hurting in America, that we've continued to squeeze them, and we need to start setting policies that help our working class and really help make sure that people trust that their government tax dollars are there to serve them and that their priorities are being met, not just the uber wealthy, not just the politically connected. And that is something that I am definitely committed to, making sure that our tax dollars are serving the working class, the working poor, and not just the uber rich.
Now, if somebody wanted to volunteer and do something for your campaign, are you still letting people help out and volunteer, do things?
Yeah, absolutely. We are a very active campaign. So if you are interested, my website is electventura.com, and there's a volunteer tab. Just send us a message and we will plug you in. We've got activities happening 3 to 7 times a week. So just contact us and we'll find the right activity for you.
One of the things I love, Rachel, is that driving around town now, I'm seeing your signs all over the place again. People, and some of them, it's the same people that had them in the primary. Did they contact you and say we want them back?
Yeah, so we have let people know that we pick our signs up. We do try to reuse as much as possible, and then we brought them back. That way people didn't have to mow around them or weed whack over the summer months, and then we brought them back out. We did call through and make sure that people still wanted our signs, and then we still get sign requests at the doors, talking with people today. But yeah, we're at today's date, we're 40 days out, and early voting has begun, so we'll be picking up the pace a little bit. And the best way for word of mouth to tell your neighbors and friends that you're supporting a candidate is to put up a yard sign. So it really helps send that message out there, that we're trusted and we're supported. So if you'd like a yard sign, you can definitely go to electventura.com and click on the yard sign.
Well, Bolingbrook, you heard it here. Rachel is a great person. She'll be a great representative for us in the state Senate. Please consider voting for her come November 8th. Thank you, Bolingbrook.
Thank you.